Hi there, and welcome once again to Speed Skating Deconstructed. What makes a skater great? With the pause in the season at the moment, it's kind of good to look back at the archives for lessons we can learn from the greats of yesteryear. And we've got one right here, Dr. Mike Woods from the United States. And this was at a time in '79 when the Norwegians were just dominant with Jan Egil Storholt and Kai Arne Stensjemet, Amund Sjöbrand, and so many others. And unfortunately, Hilbert van der Doim had fallen in this competition and was therefore out of the Samolog points. In those days, it was a battle across 4 races for how many points you could not get. The lower the points, the better. And the Samolog was it. And every single 100th of a second added into that Samolog. And you could see it in the battles these skaters had all the way to the finish, regardless if someone was 50 meters ahead of them. They knew they could catch up in the 1500 or the 5000 or the 500. So it was just a fascinating event to watch. Bislett was packed. Bislett in Oslo, Norway, great venue. So that's kind of the background of this. Also, both these guys became physicians. On the inner is Mike Woods. On the outer, can you guess who that is? Well, you probably can in a minute, but I'm not going to say anything right now. Let's look at timing. This is about timing, both in the straightaway and turn. Dr. Woods had fantastic timing. He was not a natural skater per se, like one of those really gifted guys. Mike had to scrape his way to the top and did so by being very analytical, extremely hard trainer, having this gentleman, I have to give it away now, Eric Heiden, as a training partner, and having Finn Halvorsen as his coach at the time. So Dr. Woods went over to Norway to find a coach that could help him, and he did. So look at this timing of Dr. Woods. Very unique style. Let's watch it in fast motion first so you can see kind of his rhythm. Just excellent rhythm. Very different. Very unique. I loved watching him skate because he was so effective. And we've talked a lot about several things here that he demonstrates that we can all learn from. First, drive forward on one skate. He's got a lot of pressure on this left still. Right's not down, now it's down. And you can see we're getting better at looking at the fuzz. Good angle on that right skate. That means he's ready to push on it. What does he do? He drives down against that skate, drives that knee forward, and comes forward with the skate. Excellent drive forward. That left is down, right is off. Getting relaxation. Remember that pulley concept. You're pulling. So you never want to think of your recovery as like a separate thing. There are no separate parts. You're a unit out there. Work that left end of the ice, and as you do, that drives the right. Don't think these are separate. Recovery and skate into the ice are not separate. Use it like a pulley. Let this skate drive this one forward. Don't think about bringing it forward. Let this do the work and just have it come as a function of that push. It's very important. And then, of course, the great drive forward, as we see, and good timing. The last thing I wanted to show you right here was look at that sitting position. This is a 10,000 meter, and Dr. Woods is way down there. And in those days, high friction ice, slower pace, you had to really grind it out, and you had to get everything you could get out of your pushes, and the pushes were longer. So the deeper you sat, the more pressure you could put in the ice, and the more you can get out of your skating. So that's his turn timing. Just really great to watch and fun. Let's watch his straightaway in regular motion. You can see his rhythm here, also atypical and unorthodox, but very effective. Dr. Woods is about 5'11", 155 maybe, not a big guy. All his weight was between his knee and his waist. One of those guys who's pretty slim and just got really, really strong and big where he needed to and nowhere else. So the first thing we notice about his timing, compared to Eric here, you can see Eric, Dr. Heiden, on his outer. Eric had legs that kind of bowed out just a little, and it made it easier for him to get on his outer, versus a guy like Mike Woods. Not quite the same. Dr. Woods would place his skate down less on the outer and more, I mean, he gets an outer edge, but it's not sustained. However, he used that to his advantage. Look how quickly he turns it over, gets on that pressure, and goes with the lead skate here really well. So Dr. Mike Woods was ahead of his time in this timing because not a long out glide. Hey, let's glide around. No, you don't want to glide. You want to put pressure into the ice and move against it. And Dr. Woods does this very well with a nice recovery. He's out over that skate. He moves with the lead. Look where his head is. Moves with the lead very well, and therefore he's early to pressurize the skate right through the hit zone and release it. And notice how he's out over it again. So good relaxation, great timing, good sitting position as we saw, and just excellent drive into the ice on one skate. A proponent of one skate on the ice, even in the straightaway. The less you have two skates on the ice, the better. So remember that. You want to, when that skate's down, you got to do something with it. So Mike does that very, very well, and just fun to watch. Always a fighter and great, great endurance skater. And there's Dr. Hayden. He went on to 14:43 in this race. Dr. Woods 14:59. Fourth overall. This was Mike Woods' best all around, and had some bad luck at the Olympics, a couple of them, but should have, just one of those guys who's always there for the medals in the 5 and 10. Even had quite a good 1500 in this Worlds, and just great to see great skaters at their best. So that's today's exploration into technique, and we will talk to you next time on Speed Skating Deconstructed, what makes a skater great. Later, skater.